You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, podcast number 256.1, our Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, our update on high school, college, and professional sports news in Central Indiana and all over the country from over the weekend. The Central Indiana Scoreboard Show airs between 1 and 2 p.m. every weekday.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we are so grateful that you've chosen to spend part of your day with us. Today is March 5th, 2025. It's a Monday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengel. I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from headquarters in Jeffersonville, producer Susie is in the control room. Coming up, we have the Pacers and NBA results, Stanley Cup playoffs. The Fever's preseason is underway, and the Kentucky Derby was held Saturday, plus all of the weekend results from local high school and college baseball, softball, track, and golf. Before we get to all of that, I'm going to ask you to please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report. It's very easy to find. Please do it so you don't miss a single segment. Also, it was a very busy weekend for the Central Indiana Sports Report. We had Pacers, IndyCar, Major League Baseball, and updates from the Grant 4 tournaments over the weekend with Grant Schaus and Friday's Madison County Championship between LaPel and Pendleton Heights. That's coming out a little later Monday. That was with Rob Hunt of the Herald Bulletin. This week, we'll continue our NBA and Pacers podcast, and of course, we'll continue to have all the local high school coverage throughout the area. The baseball and softball draws were held on Sunday evening. I did not have time to compile all of that. Had some personal stuff going on, but Michelle Garman and I will have a podcast breaking down all of the brackets sometime this week. Those tournaments don't kick off until Memorial Day weekend anyway, so not a huge deal, but we will get to that very soon, maybe even as soon as tomorrow. Your Indiana Pacers just keep doing it. Big 121-112 victory over top seed Cleveland in Cleveland on Sunday night, taking the series momentum and the home court advantage. Indiana led almost the entire way, 36-25 at the end of the first, 64-58 at the half, and 92-30 after three. The Cavs did take the lead, 102-101 with 7 minutes and 5 seconds left, but Andrew Nembhard and the Indiana Pacers answered with a 15-4 run, big shot after big shot, big stop after big stop. Here's Andrew Nembhard explaining how the Pacers were able to get the job done down the stretch.
It got really loud in here, and it felt like the momentum was shifting a little bit. But I think we had a great job of controlling our emotions and focusing on the next play and understanding we need to get some stops, we need to get some defensive rebounds so we could play. I think we learned from past experiences closing out games and just getting in those positions before.
Indiana shot 53% from the field against the league's top defense. They made 19 of their 36 three-point attempts and 14 of their 15 free throws. They also had 30 assists on 44 baskets. A lot of those baskets were easy ones because of the great ball movement. And they tied Cleveland with 43 rebounds, something that's going to be a key in this series. Here's Indiana head coach Rick Carlisle.
We had an exceptionally good shot-making night. We were a bit fortunate. Some of those were late clock up against it. We got to be in attack mode to have a chance to beat this team. And so, in those situations, we just encourage our guys to play free and let it ride.
Nembhard was the Pacers' leading scorer with 23 points. All four of the other Pacers starters scored between 13 and 22 in an incredibly balanced performance. Nembhard also had 6 assists and was incredible in the win. Tyrese Halliburton, 22 points, 13 assists, just 1 turnover. Pascal Siakam and Aaron Nesmith both had 17 points and 8 rebounds. Miles Turner finished with 13 points, 11 rebounds, and a couple of blocks. Indiana also got 11 points from Ben Matherin and 7 apiece from TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin off of the bench. Cleveland was playing without all-star Darius Garland. Donovan Mitchell led the Cavs with 33 points despite going 1 for 11 from three-point range. Ty Jerome, who Mike Hutzel really detests, had 21 points off of the Cleveland bench. Game 2 is in Cleveland Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on TNT. Game 3 and 4 in Indy Friday and Sunday. The Golden State Warriors won Game 7 in Houston Sunday night to advance to the Western Conference semifinals. Steph Curry was amazing again with 22 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a couple of blocked shots. But it was Buddy Hield's night. Hield made 9 of his 11 three-pointers, and the upstart Rockets never had a chance in the 103-89 loss. Good thing they beat Houston now, because that team is going to win some championships with that young core. Won't be long. So the East semifinals are the Pacers and Cavs and the Celtics and Knicks. Game 1 of the Celtics-Knicks series is Monday at 7 in Boston on TNT and the Max app. That's followed by Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals between the Nuggets and Thunder in Oklahoma City. That game is at 9:30. OKC dominated its first round opponent, while the Nuggets needed 7 games to beat the Clippers. The other series that starts Tuesday is the Warriors in Minnesota in the other Western Conference semifinal. And some more NBA news. All-time winningest coach and 5-time world champion Greg Popovich announced he's retiring as the Spurs head coach. There is a chance that Becky Hammon will become the first female NBA head coach, although she says she's happy where she is. We'll see. Speaking of which, the Indiana Fever beat the Washington Mystics in their first preseason game of the season Saturday at the Fieldhouse. Sophia Cunningham led the Caitlin Clarkless Fever with 21 points. Clark did play on Sunday in front of her fans in Iowa City, and the Fever beat the Brazilian national team 108-44. Clark played 19 minutes and finished with 16.6 rebounds and 5 assists. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever in scoring with 17 points. Sovereignty came from mid-pack around the turn to win the 151st Kentucky Derby Saturday, pulling away down the stretch from favorite Journalism to win in 2 minutes, 2.3 seconds. It's the first Derby win for trainer Bill Mott, owner Galifin of Saudi Arabia, and jockey Junior Alvarado. The Belmont Stakes, the second in the Triple Crown, is June 8th in Baltimore. The Dallas Stars beat the Avalanche 4-2 in Game 7 Saturday, and the Winnipeg Jets beat the St. Louis Blues in double overtime of Game 7 in Winnipeg Sunday night in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So the conference finals are set. It opens Monday with the reigning champion Panthers in Montreal for Game 1 at 8 on ESPN. There are 2 conference semifinal openers Tuesday. The Hurricanes are in Washington to face the Capitals at 7, and the Oilers visit Vegas at 9:30. Both games are on ESPN. After Panthers-Leafs Game 2 Wednesday, the Jets and Stars get underway in the West, a series featuring 2 Game 7 survivors. To local high schools, we start on the track. Mississinawa boys and Oak Hills girls won the Grant Fort titles on Friday. Mississinawa edged Oak Hill thanks to Kyler North, who won the 800, 1600, and 3200. And the Golden Eagles more than doubled up runner-up Eastbrook to win the girls' Grant Four. Ellie Campbell won the 100, 200, and the long jump and was runner-up in the high jump. And Lexi Huber swept the hurdles events for the Golden Eagles. Oak Hill won 11 events in all, including all 4 relays. McCutcheon boys and girls swept the Tipton Invitational on Friday. The Maverick girls finished just ahead of runner-up Western, and the boys beat runner-up Rochester by 39 points. Hamilton Heights girls were third, followed by Rochester, Frankton, LaPel, and Tipton. Western's boys were third, followed by Hamilton Heights, Frankton, Tipton, and LaPel. Frankton's Jack Harrison won the 400, was a member of the winning 4x400 relay team with Ashton Sigler, Blake Nickham, and Noah Melvin. and led a 1-2 Frankton finish in the high jump, with Noah Melvin finishing second. Tipton's Caleb Farr won the pole vault easily, clearing 14 feet 6 inches, and Western got championships from Camden Robb in the 3200 and Parker Bates in the long jump. Frankton's Chelsea Newton is the girls 800 champion, and Western had a pair of double winners in Allison McKittrick and Elise Walden. Hamilton Heights champions were Allie Johnson in the pole vault and freshman Olivia Schiffley in the 100 meter. She was also second in the 200. Wapahani's boys won the Newcastle Invitational Saturday with Jay County second, Triton Central third, and Anderson fourth. Preston McCorkle and Mason Tomboni both won 2 championships, and the Raiders also won a couple of relays. Anderson Zarian McMillan was the 100-meter champion in 11.21 and was part of the Indians' winning 4x100 relay team. Jay County edged host Newcastle to win the girls' meet. Avon's boys and Harrison's girls won the championships at the Zionsville Invitational. Lapel's Simon Nicholson was the 3,200-meter champion against a regional-level field. Ava Gerald won the 800 for Pendleton, but was second to Carmel Sadie Foley in the 1,600. Shows you how good that field is. Winchester swept the titles at the Knights Invitational at Northeastern in Fountain City. Anderson Prep's boys were fourth, and Muncie Central's were eighth. APA won the 1,600 relay in 3:38.60. On Saturday, Noblesville swept the boys and girls meets at the Kokomo relays. The Millers boys beating Mount Vernon by 2 points to win the title, and the girls dominating, beating runner-up Carmel by 54 points. Kokomo's Jaslyn McKay is the 100 hurdle champion, just ahead of teammate Gianna Thompson. And the Wildcats had 3 boys champions, Omar Daniels in the 110 hurdles. Jeremiah Young is back and won the long jump, and Jedediah Beard took the shot put. No surprises there. Tri-Central's Tate Strebin took the discus title, and Tri-Central senior Lillian Stewart was second in the shot put and the discus, behind 2 different Noblesville sophomores. Delta doubled up second-place Burris to win Saturday's Muncie Central Girls Invitational. Mia Bollinger won the 100 and 200. Jillian Barr won the 100 hurdles. And the Eagles won all 5 field events and 2 of the 3 relays. Greer Backus is the champion in the discus and the pole vault, unusual combination. And Barr also won the long jump and was runner-up in the 300 hurdles to Burris's Sloan Sanchez. Ward also won the 400, and Ward and the Owls won the 4x400 relay. In high school golf, Yorktown won its 7th consecutive Delaware County Championship Saturday at the Elks Club. The Tigers shot a .331 and had the medalists with Nate Shaw Deresh's 78. All 5 Yorktown golfers finished in the top 10. Delta was second, just 12 shots behind Yorktown, followed by Wapahani, Cowan, Westell, and Daleville. Tipton's Preston Carpenter won Saturday's individual Hall of Fame Classic Championship at Rock Hollow in Peru. Lancaster shot a 73 and beat an elite field. Homestead won the team title with a .301, 7 shots ahead of Center Grove. Western was 14th. Noblesville shot a .298 to win the Winchester Invitational Friday at the Winchester Golf Club. The Millers' Tyler Marucci was the individual champion with a 73. Oak Hill finished 8th and was led by Trent Nelson, 78. On the softball field, we start with Saturday's results. Mississinawa won the Grant 4 championship by beating Madison Grant 12-7 and Eastbrook 9-2. The Indians overcame Madison Grant's 4-run first to beat the Argyles and finished with 23 hits on the day, led by Brooklyn Nash's 6-for-8 day. Oak Hill beat Madison Grant 12-9 in the consolation game. Grant Schaus and I did a recap of the Grant 4 baseball, softball, and track in a podcast that was released Sunday morning. Go check that out. Western beat Dwinger 13-0 Friday. Then Saturday beat Niles, Michigan 9-0. Fort Wayne Carroll 10-1, and host Mishawaka 16-1 to win the Caveman Classic in Mishawaka. Brindley Erb went, get this, 13 for 14 with 4 home runs, 6 doubles, 11 RBIs, and 11 runs scored in the 4-game tournament. Needless to say, she's the Central Indiana Sports Athlete of the Week, even though we don't officially name one yet. We're going to start doing that soon. Andrew Nimhard can sit down. Lapel went 1-1 in a tournament at Lebanon. They lost 3-0 to Triton Central before Addison Bodenhorn threw a 4-hit shutout in a 12-0 win over Greencastle. Kokomo improved to 9-6 with a 6-5 come-from-behind win over North Central. Linnea Buckner's 3-run homer in the 5th was the key hit in the comeback. Daleville beat Bluffton twice Saturday, 19-12 and 12-10 in a doubleheader. Valen Pattengale was 6 for 9 with 5 RBIs and 4 runs scored on the day. The Broncos are now 10-3. Northwestern beat South Newton 17-1, then lost to Tri-County 13-6 in an invitational at Tri-County. Bailey Marcus doubled, tripled, homered, and drove in 9 runs on the day for the 4-10 Tigers. Wabash and North Miami both shut out Taylor 8-0 and 18-0 in a split doubleheader. On Friday, number 1 Alexandria remained unbeaten with a 3-2 extra inning win over Shenandoah. Allie Duckworth bunted home Alyssa Breeze with the game winner in the 9th inning. Brinley Humphreys allowed just 2 runs on 6 hits in 9 innings and struck out 17 Raiders in the win. Frankton improved to 8-4 with a 15-4 win over Wapahani. Ava Stanley and Allie Smith both drove in 3 runs for the Eagles. Pioneer scored 4 times in the 7th and beat Elwood 8-6. Kelsey Arms went 3 for 3 and drove in half of Elwood's runs. Mississinawa beat East Brook 3-1 behind a strong pitching performance from Brooklyn Nash and 3 RBIs from Jenna Kaus. Defending 2A state champion Cascade beat Hamilton Heights 8-2. Cameron Roten hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 1st, and the Huskies only scoring. Roten now has a home run in each of her last 5 games and now has 7 on the season. Hamilton Southeastern beat Pendleton Heights 5-0 on Grace Swidarski's 1-hit shutout. Bailey West allowed just 1 hit in Westell's 11-0 win over Tri-Central. Kinsey Anderson went 3 for 3 with a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs for the 9-3 Warriors. Liberty Christian won its 4th game of the year, 19-10 over Randolph Southern. Anna Chappell had 3 doubles and drove in 6 runs for the Lions. Cass beat Eastern 20-18. There were 19 runs scored in the 1st inning in that one. Southwood beat Marion 7-3. Clinton Prairie got by Tipton 18-4, and Clinton Central blasted Sheridan 17-5. In high school baseball, we start Saturday, where Oak Hill beat Mississinawa 8-3, then Madison Grant 8-1 to win its 9th Grant IV title in program history. The Golden Eagles trailed Madison Grant 1-0 after 5 innings, then scored 7 times in the 6th. Again, lots of details from Grant Schaus in Sunday's Grant IV recap. Please go check that out. Dane Vogue hit a triple and drove in 3 runs in Sheridan's 8-5 win at Elwood. Bentley Pierce and Dylan Grimes both doubled and had 2 RBIs for the Panthers. Alex King allowed 1 hit in 5 innings in Clinton Prairie's 8-0 win over Tipton. The Blue Devils are now 3-12. Eastern is 14-4 after an 11-1 to win at Maconaquah. Trey Beachy went 3 for 3 with a double, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs in the win. Western took its 3rd loss of the season Saturday, 7-2 to McCutcheon. Cal Berryman had 2 hits, including a double, and drove in a run for the Panthers. Wapahani beat Bluffton 4-2 and Park Tudor 4-3 in a split doubleheader. Clay Eastep went 4 for 5 with 2 doubles and 5 RBIs on the day for the Raiders. Huntington North won both halves of a doubleheader with Kokomo 10-0 and 10-9, and Peru beat Westell 16-6. On Friday, Lapel claimed the Madison County Championship with a 5-4 win over Pendleton Heights. Ray Smith was the hero with a key RBI double and went 2 for 4 and drove in 3 for the 15-11 Bulldogs. I spoke with the Herald Bulletin's Rob Hunt about this game, and we will have that for you later Monday. The night before the Grant IV, 2 of the 4 played, and Eastbrook beat Mississinawa 7-3 behind Austin Michaels' complete game performance. Shenandoah's Chase Ozenbaugh threw 5 nearly perfect innings in his no-hitter performance against Blackford. Ozenbaugh allowed 1 walk and struck out 10 in the Raiders' 10-0 win. Delta beat Connorsville 6-2. Zane Klein had a pair of doubles for the 9-6 Eagles. Northwestern beat rival Kokomo 10-2. Tegan Helmley hit 2 doubles and had 2 RBIs and scored twice for the 11-4 Tigers. Ryan Rodman went 4 for 5 with a home run, 4 RBIs, and 3 runs scored in Western's 14-8 win over Anderson. Caden Kendall homered for the Indians. Sheridan beat Clinton Central 4-3, scoring 3 times in the bottom of the 6th to improve to 4-9. Chance Spencer had a 2 RBI double for the Blackhawks. Cambridge City beat Burris 22-3. Monroe Central beat Muncie Central 15-9, and Maconaquah got past Marion 8-3. In college softball, IU won the rubber match Sunday 10-2 to take 2 of 3 from rival Purdue. IU won game 1 Friday 5-3 in 9 innings. The Boilermakers took the second game 2-0 on Saturday. The Hoosiers are now 32-17. Purdue 28-22. Ball State is 31-16 after splitting a pair with Central Michigan at home. The Chippewas won game 1 6-0 before the Cardinals won Saturday 3-0 on Kidda Brinkley's 4-hit shutout. Sunday's game was canceled because of the weather. Marion beat Crossroads regular season champion Indiana Wesleyan 13-1 to win the softball tournament title and the automatic berth to the NAIA tournament. It'll be Crossroads regular season champion Taylor against Indiana Wesleyan for the baseball tournament title after the Wildcats beat Taylor 5-0 Saturday in the double elimination tournament in Marion. Kevin Corcoran allowed the Trojans just 4 hits in his complete game performance. The tournament championship is Monday at 3. IUK was eliminated from the River States tournament with a 5-2 loss to top seed Midway Sunday. IU swept Abilene Christian 8-4, 14-5, and 7-6 in Texas over the weekend. The Hoosiers are now 27-21 and host Purdue this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. After dropping game 1 Friday, Purdue swept Saturday's doubleheader 5-3 and 7-5 against Northwestern. The Boilermakers are now 28-19. Kent State took 2 of 3 from Ball State over the weekend, are now tied for first place in the MAC, also with Miami, with 2 conference series left to play. Ball State is 32-16 overall and 18-6 in the MAC. And Anderson swept a doubleheader from Hanover on Friday, 5-4 and 3-2 to improve to 24-14 on the season and 14-4 in the Heartland. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for listening. Always appreciate it. If you'd like to help us continue to grow and thrive, please share these podcasts with your friends and family. It really helps a lot, and we thank you so much. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.